In this module, Risk Management. This module explains how medicines regulators and marketing authorization holders manage risk across a product's life cycle. It covers benefit-risk thinking, the EU Risk Management Plan and its 7 parts, the Pharmacovigilance Plan, risk minimization measures and their effectiveness, signal management, and the regulatory actions available when a benefit-risk balance changes. Learning outcomes. Explain benefit-risk thinking and the purpose of a risk management system under GVP Module V. Describe the 7 parts of the EU Risk Management Plan and the content of the safety specification. Classify safety concerns as important identified risks, important potential risks, or missing information. Distinguish routine from additional pharmacovigilance activities and apply ICH-E2E planning principles. Benefit-risk thinking and the risk management cycle. Authorization rests on a judgment that a medicine's benefits outweigh its risks in the approved indication and patient population. That judgment is provisional. Wider use, longer exposure, and new populations can shift the benefit-risk balance after marketing. Clinical trials study selected patients for limited periods, so rare, delayed, and population-specific risks often remain unknown at authorization. Risk management is the continuous cycle of characterizing risks, planning activities to learn more, acting to reduce harm, and checking whether it worked. Risk Management Systems, GVP Module V. GVP Module V, Revision 2, EMA 838713, 2011, Rev 2, came into effect on 31 March 2017 and governs EU risk management systems. It applies to marketing authorization holders, the EMA, and national competent authorities across the EU member states. A risk management system spans the whole product life cycle and is documented for each product in a risk management plan. Companies must submit an RMP to the EMA when applying for a marketing authorization in the European Union. The EU Risk Management Plan, 7 parts. Part 1 gives the product overview, active substance, indications, formulations, and regulatory status. Part 2 is the safety specification. Part 3 is the Pharmacovigilance Plan, including post-authorization safety studies. Part 4 covers plans for post-authorization efficacy studies. Part 5 sets out risk minimization measures and evaluation of their effectiveness. Part 6 is the summary of the risk management plan, written for a public audience. The safety specification and safety concerns. Part 2 contains 8 modules, SI to C, that build a structured picture of what is and is not known about safety. SI epidemiology of the indication, SII non-clinical data, SI clinical trial exposure, SIV populations not studied, SV post-authorization experience, SVI covers additional EU requirements, SBS sets out identified and potential risks. SIV summarizes the safety concerns. Safety concerns fall into 3 categories: important identified risks, important potential risks, and missing information. Worked example: classifying safety concerns. Illustrative case: a new oral medicine for adults, approaching authorization, with the following findings from its development program. Several trial cases of hepatocellular injury meeting Hy's Law criteria, with positive D-challenge, classify as an important identified risk. A small mean QTc increase seen non-clinically and in the thorough QT study with no clinical arrhythmias is an important potential risk. Patients with severe renal impairment were excluded from all trials, so their safety profile is missing information, not a risk. The Pharmacovigilance Plan and ICH-E2E. Part 3 explains how each safety concern will be further characterized and how risk minimization effectiveness will be measured. Routine pharmacovigilance covers ICSR collection and management, signal detection, PSURs, product information updates, and any specific follow-up questionnaires. Additional pharmacovigilance activities include non-clinical studies, clinical trials, and non-interventional studies designed to address a specific safety concern. ICHE2E reached Step 4 on 18 November 2004 and pairs a safety specification with a pharmacovigilance plan as the international template. PAS and PAEs under GVP Module 8. GVP Module 8, Revision 3, came into effect on 13 October 2017 and covers post-authorization safety studies. A PAS aims to identify, characterize, or quantify a safety hazard, confirm the safety profile, or measure the effectiveness of risk management measures. A PAS may be a clinical trial or a non-interventional study using routinely collected healthcare data and epidemiological methods. Imposed PAS are mandatory. Non-interventional imposed studies run under Articles 107N to 107Q of Directive 2001/83/EC. Signal management under GVP Module 9. GVP Module 9, Revision 1, EMA 8276661-2011 Rev 1, came into effect on 22 November 2017. A signal is information suggesting a new potentially causal association or a new aspect of a known association between an intervention and an event. The process runs: signal detection, signal validation, signal confirmation, signal analysis and prioritization, signal assessment, then recommendation for action. Validation checks whether there is enough evidence of a new or changed association to justify further analysis. Routine risk minimization measures. GVP Module 16, Revision 3, EMA 224715 and 2012 Rev 3, was adopted on 26 July 2024 and came into effect on 6 August 2024. Routine measures apply to every authorized medicine and are the first line of risk minimization. The 5 routine tools are the SMPC, the package leaflet, the labeling on the packaging, the pack size, and the legal status. The SMPC is the foundation. Contraindications, warnings and precautions, dose adjustments, and required monitoring all cite there. Additional risk minimization measures. Module 16s groups additional tools into those that provide education and safety advice and those that control access or use. Educational tools include guides for patients and healthcare professionals, prescriber checklists, risk awareness dialogue aids, patient cards, and patient diaries. Controlled access tools include prescriber training or qualification requirements, pharmacy or facility accreditation, and traceability systems. They may also require documented information exchange between providers or verification that a safe use condition is met before supply. Worked example, Valproate pregnancy prevention. An Article 31 referral under Directive 2001/83/EC, EMEA HA 311454, began on 9 March 2017 and ended with a Commission decision on 31 May 2018. The safety concern: babies exposed to Valproate in the womb are at high risk of malformations and developmental problems. Routine measures had not prevented exposed pregnancies, so a pregnancy prevention program was required as an additional measure. Its elements: assessment of pregnancy potential, pregnancy testing, counseling on risks and contraception, and annual specialist review with a signed risk acknowledgement form. Measuring risk minimization effectiveness. Module 16 expects effectiveness indicators to be defined prospectively before the measure is implemented, not chosen afterwards. Measurement works at 3 levels: dissemination and knowledge, behavior, and health outcomes. Process indicators show whether the measure reached and was understood by its audience, such as distribution rates and survey knowledge scores. Outcome indicators show whether the risk actually fell, such as the rate of exposed pregnancies or of the adverse reaction itself. Risk minimization in the United States, REMS. A risk evaluation and mitigation strategy is a required FDA safety program for medicines with serious identified risks. The authority sits in Section 505(1) of the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, created by the FDA Amendments Act of 2007. FDA weighs 6 statutory factors, including seriousness of the adverse events, expected benefit, seriousness of the disease, and size of the treated population. Permitted elements are a medication guide or patient package insert, a communication plan, elements to assure safe use, an implementation system, and an assessment timetable. PRAC, referrals, and regulatory action. PRAC was established in 2012 and is the EMA committee responsible for assessing and monitoring the safety of human medicines. It meets monthly and sends recommendations to the CHMP for centrally authorized products and to the CMDH for nationally authorized ones. Referral routes include Article 31 of Directive 2001/83/EC, Article 20 of Regulation EC No. 726/2004, and the Article 107I Urgent Union Procedure. Only a member state or the European Commission may trigger an Article 107I procedure. The marketing authorization holder cannot. That completes this module. The key takeaways and suggested further reading are summarized on the slide. The full references for this module are listed on the slide for your further reading.